That visit to the Touro Synagogue in Newport, uh, how was that received by the general American public? Was it, from the Jewish community's perspective in American Jewish history, it was extremely significant. It was giving the rubber stamp to separation, church and state, and freedom of religion. How was it viewed in any certain way by Americans at that time? Was it significant when he did that?
I have not seen much evidence that it was terribly noted. I think religious leaders of any denomination saw it and reacted with pleasure. The Jewish community here was not terribly large, and so it was not controversial in that respect. Actually, the conflicts we tended to have, and certainly in Virginia they did, were between the sort of prevailing Anglican branch of Protestantism and what in Britain they call the dissenting sects, which are the Baptists and the Quakers and the Methodists. And I think the dissenters certainly would have embraced what Washington's message in that letter. And he was clear in his career that he had no preference for any religious congregation. He was an Anglican. He always, he served on his church vestry. But there's a wonderful episode in the, I think it's the First Continental Congress when he's in Philadelphia. And over a 2-week period, he goes to a Roman Catholic Mass. He goes to a Quaker meeting. And, he's not a national figure at this point. He's not sort of toting up to these people. I think he's curious. He wants to see what the fuss is about. And in Virginia, it would have been sort of controversial for him to do that. But in Philadelphia, he can go. And he was a curious man. And I think he very much had embedded what we might call today a spirituality and a belief in God and in an afterlife. But he was not in any way dogmatic, and he shied away from dogmatics.